Hello everyone, I am Plankara. Today we're going to continue rigging Shalom from Path to Nowhere. So, I was looking at everything this morning, and I was just noticing that when I turned her head, I think the effect that I put on the pupil was a little bit too strong. So we're doing something a little bit different right at the start here, I want to fix that real quick. I just thought it was a little bit strong. I want the effect to be there a little, just not quite that much. So I wanted to adjust that real quick. Yeah, maybe even a little bit more than that, even. Before I jumped back into the hair. Just one of those little things. It'll make me feel better about myself. Alright. Let's make sure things are good on this side too. I want to keep them roughly the same. There we go. Okay. And now, I'm going to jump right back into the hair. So last time I focused mostly on the left side. Today I think I'm going to go back and do some more on the right. Brain's feeling a little bit more awake today. A little bit more energetic. And I was just realizing that I wasn't quite satisfied with this right here. Of just how much space it looks like it takes up versus here. It's one of those that's really hard to say, because proportionally I think it's actually correct. But something about it is just leaving me a little bit unsatisfied. So I want to take a look at it. I'm actually going to do a quick save here just so I can revert this if things go terribly. Since I did work pretty hard to get what I have here. I just think it should have a slightly different angle than it currently does. And I'm not sure how to describe that. Just that right now it doesn't seem quite right. Is this better or worse? The real question here. Yeah, I think it might be better. I think I want to make some adjustments on this bang here before I decide if that's better or worse. I think it's the kind of adjustment that has to be done together. So let's floof this out a bit more. Just make him come out a little bit more. Something like that. Now this will definitely look wrong. But I want to see if this is better or worse overall. I'd say it's a little better. Yeah, I think so. Oh. Nope, do not want to move it like that. Something like this, maybe? Yeah, I think that gives it all a little bit more depth. Now, how's this under here? Is this any better? Yeah, naturally I still have to make some adjustments around the shadow area to get all that nice and correct. But I think the idea is pretty good overall. Let me just... Everything got shifted downward a little bit due to my unsteady hand. Oh, no, that was too much, huh? Really? I mean, it looked like everything got shifted downward. Am I wrong? I guess I am wrong. It actually got shifted upward. Okay. Okay, in that case, I want to do it like this. Just very slightly. And see if this starts helping it look any better. Maybe. Maybe... Let's try a few more things. After all, my process is basically just trying things. Kinda want to push this a little bit over here now. Being very, very gentle with it. Don't want to push it too hard. Yeah, I actually like this. So I think once I clean this up, this should be pretty good. There's some of these minor things that were bothering me, and now I can finally kind of place what the problem was. Sometimes it can take me a little bit of time to identify what the problem is, but once I do, it feels nice to be able to tackle it. Instead of just kind of leaving it there. Hard is hard. I don't think it'll ever stop being hard. There we go, that's a bit better there. Now time to adjust the shadows here. Push them a little bit closer to this side bang layer. Just get them underneath. Just get them underneath there. There we go. Get everything to where it needs to be. I think there's probably still a little bit off right there, but I want to test how everything else is going. Yeah, I think that is doing a little bit better. Let's do the rest of the cleaning here. Just get this little spot. And then I'll go back to making adjustments in some other areas. I do feel like with this change here that the rest of this side bang, the angle of it needs to change just a little bit here. It's a little bit flat. So how am I going to do that? Can I get away with just using the brush? Do I have to pull any other shenanigans? That's the question I'm asking myself right now. Is this going to be a simple fix, or are there going to be shenanigans? Looks like it's simple. Hooray. Art is cooperating today. Do not have to pull complex shenanigans. Okay. And then I think once I finish adjusting just a few things around here. Some things around here, and then a little bit underneath, on the underneath part. But this should look a lot better. Even with these small little changes, it should be a lot better. Okay. There we go. Yeah, I think I like this a little bit better. Overall, I think there's still some spots that are not quite right, but the idea is quite good. Yes. We'll see how much more of that I can get done today. It does look like a lot of the remaining stuff is just teeny tiny detailed stuff. My brain is feeling a little bit lazy. We'll see if I get more into it as I keep going. Sometimes that happens, sometimes it doesn't. Either way, I'll find some stuff to do. So I'm just gonna look carefully and try to find these last couple of details that just aren't quite working for me. Fortunately, I think I have a few ideas. The hard part is just always, what do I do when that area down there is bothering me? Like, it's always easy when it's the highlights. I just move the highlights more better. But when there's some mysterious force that I don't quite understand yet, well, then things get a little bit trickier, huh? Okay. Small problem from when I changed some stuff earlier, I think. Or maybe not. Am I crazy? I am. Okay, cool. So is that literally just in the underneath layer of the tunnel? Where is that layer? That's you. You. Okay, so... Okay. Yeah, I was just seeing this thing right here, and I thought that I didn't connect these properly, but no, that's just what it looks like. Okay. I shouldn't be rude to this layer. That's just what it looks like. I thought I messed something up. But I did not. Oh, I wonder what is happening there then. 'Cause that does not look quite right. But I mean, apparently it is. How odd. Okay, I need to stare at this for a second because this is a little strange. There's like this little fault right there. And I don't know what's going on. Is it just some weirdness with the texture? Was that just how I drew it? I mean, I guess it's not that big a deal, but I don't know. I think it looks a bit strange. It just, like, disappears entirely. When, it goes back to the front view. That's what makes it so strange. Let's take a look at this tunnel. Well, this wasn't something I expected to see today. I'm not quite sure what I'm looking at. Man, when I look at all these meshes, I'm just like, I can tell that the front bang was the first one I did. It's so much finer and more intricate than all the other ones. That's what meshes look like before you get tired. Okay, I guess this looks fine. There's just something weird there, and I didn't get it. Art is strange sometimes. But it's okay. I think I have things mostly okay here. I can go back to my regularly scheduled staring at the front bang. Heck yeah, let's go. Now I guess the side bang. Let's go. Get these angles looking a bit more correct here. It was looking a bit strange. I do think that is a bit more correct, but now there's other shenanigans. As tends to happen once you adjust one thing. So everything's working together in the end. So you gotta pay attention to everything. I'm just gonna tweak these little underneath areas here. I do think that they're quite important. That's why I tried really hard at the beginning to get them right, even though it appears that I was not quite able to do so. So I'll just poke at that a little bit, try some things, and see if I can't get it right. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. A little bit better. Need to clean it up a little bit, but I think that's mostly right. Just gotta make it pretty now. Just gotta make it all pretty now. Something like that. Maybe not quite like that. Looks like it's receding a little bit too hard now. Need to pull this back out. There we go. Went a little bit too hard there. So now I just gotta find the right balance between these two halves again. Find the right point where they meet. Right now it's a little bit squirmy, so that'll be okay. Okay. So I think that's okay now. So now the next thing I need to figure out is just how these two should meet up top here, and where the center line of this dark area should be. Because they kind of meet at a point. And now I need to figure out where that point should be. I kind of feel like it should actually be really close to this front bang here. I also kind of feel like this is stuff that I should have done a while ago, but I just didn't quite visualize everything properly, and now that more layers are here, I can see a little bit better. That happens sometimes. It's all good. I'm seeing it all now, and that's what's important. So I can go and get things to be the way I want them. But this happens to me a lot. Sometimes I feel like I just go down these random rabbit holes of stuff, where I just see something and I need to fix it. It's the perfectionism. It never quite leaves me. It's alright. In a lot of ways, I appreciate it. Because I do feel like it makes the quality of my stuff higher overall. It just means that I also tend to spend a long time on things and get kind of frustrated at them. It's all good. There are pros and cons to most bits of personality. Sometimes I think that's why we have different words for the same personality traits, just so that we can have one with a negative connotation and one with a positive connotation. It's kind of ridiculous. Humanity's kind of funny that way. It's like you can either call it perfectionism or you can call it detail-orientated. And hardworking or never gives up. But it's really the same thing. I just like going hard on stuff. It's a good time. Makes me happy. Man, you would think that getting this tiny little area would not be this hard, but it really does not like to cooperate with me at all. But overall, I think this probably is okay. Let's zoom out and get some actual perspective here. So this way I don't just start tunneling on tiny little details that nobody will ever see. Like this is 200% and most of what I was looking at there is not really there anymore, so that tells me that maybe I can poke at one or two of the things that I was looking at, but the others, nah, I just gotta ignore them. Don't gotta worry about it. Don't gotta worry about it. Just want to get that the angle in that shadow area a little bit better. Right now I think it's a little bit off. With all the other moving that I had to do, I'm not surprised that that area got caught in the crossfire. And so now I just kind of gotta push things around a bit. Try to make it all happy again. This way it won't just be all wiggly and squirmy and sad. Uncomfortable. Okay, I think that's probably good. And thus, I think the side bang looks a little bit better. Welcome to rigging. Spend a lot of time just to get things to look a little bit better. I wouldn't have it any other way. Just kind of want to adjust some things over here. Let's get a smaller brush for this. Brush doesn't need to be that big for what I'm trying to do here. I just want to push this very slightly over here. Something like that. Make it look a little bit thicker, since I think we would see more of that underneath area once her head is turning like this. Yeah. Now I'll just go in and do a little bit more adjusting on the shadow here. Assuming I can find the layer. There it is. Just getting a little bit lost. Nothing new. Only a little bit lost. I'll be fine. Okay, I think I'm satisfied with that for now. Let's revisit the connecting hair. As I called that layer, because I felt like it was what connected the bangs to the side hair here. So just all that. So let's see if I can't make this look a little bit better. Because, like, based on the angle of her head, like, the hair goes kind of down like this, but I almost feel like it should be more like this. A concave versus convex argument or something. Not entirely sure, but that's what it feels like to me. So let's see if I can get that kind of feeling down here. Maybe I should have saved again first, since what I had was probably okay-ish. And I'm very scared to be making such big changes to this area. I'm not even gonna worry about how it looks in motion yet. Actually, yeah, I'm scared. So let's come here. I'm going to save. Okay. So now I can reload if things go really bad. Okay, let's try that again. Let's try that again. So the basic idea is that I want these lines to come out here, this way. And have more of an effect like it's coming out, following the shape of her head, and then receding into the back. Something like that. And like I said, I'm gonna focus on getting the shapes the way I want before I worry about how it looks in motion at all. So for once, I probably will not be disarming the parameter all the time. We're just gonna go. Try something and see what happens. I don't know, am I pulling it off? Is it better? I think it might be. So let's go a little bit further. Let's keep trying this. Because this has always been bothering me. Every time I look, it's, I don't know. It just doesn't feel right, you know? Intuitively, I just feel like it should look different than it does. And so I want to see if I can match up with my mental image of how it should look as opposed to how it currently does. Yeah, I think that's actually better. Let's see how terrifying it is in motion. Extremely. It's okay, I expected that. Okay, now let's see if I can make this look good. I have an idea, have a plan. Time to execute. Can I figure out a way for all this to do what I want? I don't know, but I will try. Trying is all I can do in the end. Oh, yeah, I think that made it worse. Oh, the idea is so good, though. I can see it. I think I can see a path forward. No. Not like that. Like this. I have no idea if I'm actually going to be able to make this work. That's why I saved. I saved because it makes it nice and safe to try things. And I can just revert to the save if I need to. That's ultimately what these extra saves are for. It means that I don't have to be scared. This is one thing that I do appreciate about working in digital mediums. You really can just go try things, and there are no consequences. You don't waste any money on paint, you don't... or other materials, you don't have to worry about messing your stuff up. If it doesn't work out, you just revert the save, and you try again. Or do something different. Or go, well, that idea didn't work. Let's not do that. All of these options are totally viable, and it's wonderful. You can do as many experiments as you want. Test as many hypotheses as you want. The computer will help you out. Okay, but I don't know. I really do think that there's some merit in what I'm doing here. Starting with this bottom part, because it's the part that's bothering me the most. No particular reason. Other than, I don't like it. So I want to fix it. I think I'm onto something here. Yeah, I'm definitely onto something. I just kind of have to figure out how to actually make it work. It's okay, the idea is the first step. We'll see if I can execute in a way that makes me happy. I don't know if I'll be able to. But I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try, dang it. Because it's a good idea. I think it'll help everything look a lot better. And a lot more three-dimensional. If I can pull it off. And a lot of it kind of hinges on this strand. Which is why it's what I'm focusing on so hard here. Oh, yes. Where'd it go? Okay. Just lost the layer for a second there. Don't quite know how to make some of this twist. It's a bit tricky. I'm having to focus a little more, so I do apologize if I get a little bit quiet. I am trying. This is tricky. Very tricky. So I want to take all the focus that I need to try and get it right. It'd be pretty cool if I could get the shape of this to be a little bit better. So I definitely did when I moved it this way. I was able to kind of get all that going outward a little bit more. Whereas here I feel like I need to have it follow the shape of the head a little bit better. Because, like, in theory, your head is round. Your head is not round, there's probably problems. So I'd like to try to make her head the head underneath this hair. That it should theoretically be following to look a little bit rounder. Yeah. Okay, so I think that strand looks pretty good. Let's see if I can fix some of these other ones here. How exactly should this area go? The area with the black spot. Feel a sneeze coming. Want to give me some heads up on that one, so I was able to spare your ears. No one needs to hear me sneeze. It's not important. Alright. No, that's no good. Okay, so before I do this black part, let's take a look at this line here. This red line. Okay, red line actually looks pretty good as it is. I don't really think I need to change that much. Only a little. It actually looks pretty okay, like this. So just make some minor tweaks here and there. And hopefully call that good. So there we go, I think. Yeah. Okay, I think that's a bit better. And now I'm looking at this part right here. So I have to be careful because I don't want to adjust here too much. But I think I want this to come out a little bit more. And I think once I have this a little bit more right, it'll make it easier to get this area through here a little bit more right. Yeah, right now it kind of feels like it's bulging a little bit. So maybe I should tuck that back behind the side bank just a little bit. I think I want this angle to follow the hair that it connects to a little bit better. Something like that. The hazards of working with detailed art. But it's so pretty. I'm so glad to be working with it, but there's definitely a lot of trickiness to it. Had to do much thinking. Okay. Actually, I forgot today was Thursday. It's like I have nothing in particular going on today, but it just kind of felt like this week flew by for me. Weeks don't normally feel that fast to me, but this one really did. I blame all the napping on the couch that I've done this week. Sleeping is hard. I have noticed when I've gone out for my walks that it's full moon, so that's probably related to the insomnia. My insomnia does tend to get a lot worse around the full moon. Not sure why. I wish it wouldn't. But I slept decently enough yesterday, so I think I should be able to avoid napping, which should hopefully let me sleep a little bit better tonight. Naps are not always the best if you actually want to sleep at night. Or at 3 p.m. in my case. My sleep schedule is kind of a thing right now. I wanted to give myself time to do stuff with my husband and also time to draw before the kids got up, so that means I get up very, very early. And when I say very, very early, I mean at 11 o'clock p.m. It's the only schedule I found that could make all that work. Because I have 2 kids under the age of 5, and they are very demanding. And I kind of want to indulge their demands to an extent. It's like my daughter's turning 5 next month, and it's one of those things you realize that she's going to be 5, which means she will never be 4 again. And so I don't want to miss out on all this time. And I don't think I have. Thus, sleep schedule from hell. It's been very worth it for me. I have 0 regrets, even if it is a bit of a mess. And probably results in more insomnia than I'd get otherwise. But I've had time to drive, had time to do stuff. Still doing some fun stuff with my husband. Just launched another rocket in Factorio today. It was a good time. And I still get to spend plenty of time with my kids without having to worry about having time to do all this other stuff that I want to do. And so I don't resent them for taking up so much of my time. I think that's important. They do not deserve any resentment. And I don't want to feel like they're getting in the way of everything I want to do with my life too. Because they are wonderful and I love them. And thus, I have zero regrets bringing on the sleep schedule from hell so I can make all this happen. The older one will be starting school next year, though, so I won't be able to get away with this anymore. We shall see what happens in the next year. I think next year is, well, at least the end of next year is definitely going to be an adventure. Lots of things are going to change. I'm a little nervous sometimes, but it's a year off, and I welcome change. It stops life from being too boring. Okay, I think I'm getting really close here. So close, man. I think it's looking a lot better than it did before. I'm glad that I went and reworked it, rather than just thinking, you know, it's good enough. It doesn't squirm when I rotate it. It just doesn't have any particularly strong 3D effect either, and that's probably fine. Accurate, but why be satisfied with good enough? Make it awesome. Make it as good as it can be. I had no reason to worry at all. I think I was able to pull it off nicely. Still trying to figure out what to do about this. Where it connects. Gotta do some intense staring here. How should this work? Okay, I have an idea. Sometimes I don't need that much intense staring. Just enough for me to get an idea what I want to try. Once I get that idea, I can run with it. I can just go. Let's put it behind the side bang here. So this way it looks like the side bang is going in and covering it. Yeah. And it also gives me some more flexibility for what I can do with this black part, since this light part and this black part are connected on the mesh. So now I have a little bit more freedom in how I move that, and that's actually quite nice. Because that was some difficulty that I was having when I was trying to get everything to look right just a little while ago. Okay, I think once I correct some of this bulging, and I don't blame myself for putting in, but it's not right, so let's try to fix it up. And I think once I fix some of that, this will look really good. And I am pleased. Area just needed a little bit more attention, a little bit more love. I've got plenty of love to give. So let's make sure it's all happy. Okay, I'm gonna stare at this because I can see that there's a lot that's still not quite right here. Definitely not quite right. Alright, I'm gonna do this red strand first. Little shadow area here. Because I think once I have this, areas below it will be a little bit easier to understand. So I want to make sure that all this connects well. Okay, and I think when I lower the bottom part of this, the part that's a bit more purple, that will let it do what I want it to do. Close? I'm just trying to get it to be a little bit less slidey without making it look, I don't know, is concave the right word? It's the word that's coming to mind, so it's the one I'll use for now, without making it look too concave. I want it to look like it's following the shape of her head. And that's what's important here. So I'm going to try something here, where instead of kind of following the shape as it was before, I'm going to make it even more floofed out. And see if that looks too squirmy or if that looks better. What do I think? Squirmy or better? Because you can see here, it goes kind of downward and slopes off to the side. Kind of like a reverse exponential function. Whereas here, I'm trying to change the angle so that it goes a little bit more outward. I think that's too much, though. I think if I make it a little bit straighter, it'll be able to get the effect that I want. So I'll have it go a little bit more straight down. Since it was sloping before, having it be straight, I think, will achieve the effect that I want. Because I'm still reversing the angle of that slope. Yes. Just, I still need to do it better. So this is what I'm thinking about right now. How do I get this line straight? How do I get this line straight? It is actually quite tricky. Because this is a very significant change to how it is from the front view. But I think if I can pull it off, it'll be really cool. So I really want to get it. I'm gonna try for a little while longer. And I mean, I think I'm succeeding. Slowly but surely, I think I am getting it into place here. Yeah. Okay, I actually like that pretty much as is. A few adjustments at the bottom, but not much. Not much at all. I think once I get that, the rest will become much easier. Because I can just kind of use this as the guide. Yeah, man, even the way this part is going behind the bang there looks really good, I think. Okay. Now let's see if I can do the same here, where here it's curved this way. Just gently sloping down. Can I make them straight? Don't even have to do significant curves. Can I just get this straight? It's not doing a gentle slope. It's just like going down. Yeah. Let's just get it in the right place. And I think that will look quite nice. Just needs to be a little bit further down. It's fine. I can do that. Easy enough. Easy enough. It's no trouble at all. Still feels like it's stretching out a little bit, so still got some work to do to get everything into the right spot. But I'm happy. I feel like every step that I take is bringing progress, so that makes it quite easy to work on. It's not mysterious. Not mysterious in the slightest. There's a little bit sticking out here, so I need to put it back here. I'm probably going to have to adjust some of that layer later, but, well, that will come later. Hence the term later. That is a problem for future me. I believe in you, future me. I think I've set you up for success here, so I can believe in you even better. Because I really am happy with just how much better that is looking than it did before. It just looks so much more like her head is actually turning. As opposed to just, I don't know. As opposed to just having the hair not be too squirmy to look passable. I think I'm actually getting a decent little effect here now. But there's still some work to be done. It's getting these angles just right is definitely tricky. It's okay. I don't mind a little bit of difficulty here. Adversity builds strength. So I'll just keep trying until I'm happy. We'll see who goes up first, me or the art. Most of the time, it's pretty much always the art. I get what I want in the end. And I kind of like it that way. That's the joy of perseverance, or perfectionism, depending on how you want to define it. And whether you want to use our silly words with a positive connotation or a negative connotation, it's all the same to me. Just staring at this a little bit. Oh yeah, we're getting there. Some of this looks like it got pulled down while I was working, so I've been gradually pulling some of these back upward. Now then, let's just keep trying. I'm definitely not ready to give up yet. It hasn't even been an hour. I've got this. But yeah, I kind of wish I kept a copy of what it looked like at the beginning of the session here, because I see the difference very strongly. I really do. Just how much more it actually looks like her head is turning. It makes me happy. Simple things like this can definitely make me happy. I think that's part of the joy of art, of just watching everything come together. Watching everything be just a little bit better than they were yesterday. Now, as long as you keep trying, eventually the solution will come. As long as what you're trying to do is within your skill level, I guess. If it's not, you might have a bad time, but it's okay. Even that can be practiced. And eventually, you'll be able to do so many things that you never thought you'd be able to. Like, man, I still remember for the longest time, I didn't really like my art, and then I suddenly drew something and I was like, oh, wait, this actually looks pretty good. And I was so happy. That was a good day, man. That was such a good day. Just one of those things. And now I can do so many more things. It's like when I compare that one picture that I was just... Actually, I guess there's 3 in my head right now, of the picture that convinced me that I could actually draw and that this was worth pursuing. Then there's the picture where I actually started liking what I was drawing. And then there's stuff that I've been doing recently where I've just noticed significant improvement in what I've been able to do, even like compared to 3 to 6 months ago. Like the difference is huge. It's great. Everyone should make art. It doesn't have to be visual art. You don't have to draw. It's fine. You can write or do anything else. I think this happens with any creative pursuit. But it feels so good, man. Go do it. You'll love it. I promise. It'll be worth all the pain and frustration it takes to get there. When you just look at it, or read it, or run it, or whatever else you gotta do for the thing that you're doing. And you're just like, whoa, this is actually good. When did that happen? super incredible. Starting to look a little bit concave again. So let me pull this back up here. Yeah, definitely starting to look a little bit concave again. It's just rambling about things and got caught up in it all. It's fine. It's totally fine. Yeah, there we go. See? That was easy to fix. Super easy. Not a big deal at all. Just a couple of areas that I was seeing that made me want to adjust things in ways that was not conductive to what I was actually trying to do. It happens. You definitely cannot completely turn your brain off when doing art things. Brain is so necessary for so many things. It's incredible. Let's straighten out some of these triangles and see if this fixes my problems, like it has so many times in the past. I just also know to an extent that it's tricky because I'm trying to like reverse the direction of a curve. And meshes like this actually have some trouble with that. I say like this, but it's nothing in particular about how I personally meshed this. It's just a limitation of deformation like this. Like, I'm not sure if you've ever seen people try to draw tails for VTubers, like a cat tail or a wolf tail or something. And a lot of the time, the ideal way to draw it is just to make it, like, absolutely straight. Like, completely unnaturally straight. And that's because if you do it like that, then the rigger in Live2D can make it bend more easily. They don't try to have to try to reverse a curve. They can just make the curve themselves. And that is much easier. So you can see here, I'm trying to reverse the curve somewhat to make it go more upwards. Whereas here, it's very much sloping downward. And so I'm getting a little bit of crunchiness that's making it hard. So I'm trying to make that look good too. And hey, if you ever want to try to rig a tail yourself, make sure you draw it nice and straight. It'll make your life much easier later, trust me. Just draw the most freaked out cat tail that you can. At least that's what I think of when I think of a cat with a super straight tail. Just totally scared. Completely freaked out. Doing its best to look as intimidating as possible. That kind of thing. Alright, I'm gonna stare at this quite a lot here. Kind of feel like everything's moving vertically. I'm trying to use a different term than upward because it's not moving up the strand, it's like moving straight up. So I just kind of want to pull everything down a little bit. Oh man, I feel like I'm so close. It's like I'm definitely getting tired, but I'm so close and I don't want to stop because of that. So right here I do have it sloping downward a little bit, but I think that's okay. I think that is okay. Now, the next thing I want to try, I want to pull everything just a bit more to the left here. I'll still make sure everything's tucked behind the bang, but get a little bit closer. And I think this is also making it look a lot better with the ear. Because now it doesn't look like this part that the ear should be in front of is just magically different anymore. Or at least not as much as it did before. In my opinion, at least. So I'll keep going for a little bit longer. Let's see if I can finish this off in a way that I consider satisfactory. It's like we'll see if the me of tomorrow agrees. But I at least want to try to make something that the me of today is happy with. And I think I can. Because I do feel like I am close. And this does just look so much better than what I had yesterday. I really see the difference. So I'm glad I took the extra time to really make it look good. Because I remember when I was looking at the left head turn here, I just thought this looked so much better. And part of it really was just that area right there. And now it's a lot better, I think. A lot better. This area just needed a little bit more love. And it was totally worth revisiting. It's like its hair close to the head. And the head is very important. So I like taking a little bit of extra time just to get all that right. If it was the body, I may not have cared quite as much, but for the head, you gotta pull out all the stops. And I do think pulling everything slightly to the left helped a lot too. So much so that I think I actually want to do a little bit more. Just tuck that back in there, and then... yeah. Now I have a little bit more freedom to curve things in a different way. So that maybe this pink part, this pink highlight in the black area that it's sitting on top of, won't look quite so crunchy. That's probably my biggest complaint with how it looks right now. Of just that one spot right there looks a bit crunchy. I'm trying to smooth it out just a bit. I think that's probably okay. It is, but the angle is bad. I definitely want this up here. I keep going back and forth on that just because I'm trying to make that area less crunchy, but I think the crunchiness is inevitable. Yep, I think it's just kind of inevitable. That's okay. I honestly still think it looks pretty good even like this. There's just something about this pink part that's given me a bit of trouble. And I don't quite understand it. So I'm doing my best. And trying something and seeing what happens. Maybe then I'll be able to identify the problem. Or maybe it'll just work itself out. Because I think that actually looks okay. Okay. So let's see if I can get those last couple of things that I think are just not quite right. Just kind of want to move this a little bit down. Maybe not that much. My hand slipped, as it tends to do. Okay, no, I don't like the change there. Okay, that's a lie. I liked the top one, just not the bottom one. There we go. What is it that I'm seeing here? Right there, I see it. Okay. No wonder I had a little bit of a hard time seeing it. It was being hidden by the strand here. But there's like something right through here that, when it's in motion, looks a bit wrong. Yes, it's like right there. But it's specifically when it's in motion. So that's why I didn't see it before. Okay, that's much better. Let's see if the zoomed out version agrees. Yes, I think so. I think I can have that. Or be satisfied with that today. The me of today is satisfied with this. We'll see how the me of tomorrow feels. So I think that's where I will end for today. So thank you all for coming. If you'd like me to take a look at your own creative projects, whether that be art, writing, coding, game design, any creative pursuit you can think of, feel free to message or at me on Twitter or Instagram and I'll take a look and maybe leave some comments. I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.